Anyway, yesterday I had come to the prayers and then we chanted a few shlokas. Anyway, equal to everyone is still more inclined to devotee who is completely surrendered. One must draw towards the appearance of Lord Krishna at the bed of Bhishmaji is due to his being an unflinching devotee of the Lord. Arjuna had some bodily relation with Krishna because the Lord happened to be his material cousin, but Bhishma had no such bodily relation. Therefore, the cause of attraction was due to the intimate relation of the soul. Yet because the relation of the body is very pleasing and natural, the Lord is more pleased when he is addressed as the son of Maharaj Nanda, the son of Yashoda, the lover of Radharani. This affinity by bodily relation with the Lord is another feature of reciprocating loving service with the Lord. Bhishmadeva is conscious of his sweetness of transcendental humor, and therefore he likes to address the Lord as Vijaya Sakhe, Pada Sakhe, etc., exactly like Nanda Nandana or Yashoda Nandana. The best way to establish our relation in transcendental sweetness is to approach him through his recognized devotees. One should not try to establish the relation directly. There must be a via medium which is transparent and competent. Bhaktya veshamano yasmin vacha yannama kirtayan kalevaram yogi muchyate kama karma bhi. Translation: the personality of Godhead who appears in the mind of the devotee by attentive devotion and meditation and by chanting of the holy name releases the devotee from the bondage of fruit of activities at the time of his quitting the material body. Yoga means concentration of the mind detached from all other subject matter. And actually, such concentration is samadhi, or 100% engagement in the service of the Lord. And one who concentrates his attention in the manner is called a yogi. Such a yogi, devotee of the Lord, engages himself 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord, so that his whole attention is engrossed with the thoughts of the Lord in ninefold devotional service. Namely, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, praying, becoming a voluntary servant, carrying out orders, establishing a friendly relationship, or offering all that one may possess in the service of the Lord. By such practice of yoga or linking up in the service of the Lord, one is recognized by the Lord himself. As it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita concerning the highest perfectional stage of samadhi, the Lord calls such a rare devotee the best amongst yogis. Such a perfect yogi is enabled by the divine grace of the Lord to concentrate his mind upon the Lord with a perfect sense of consciousness. And thus by chanting his holy name before quitting the body, the yogi is at once transferred by the internal to one of the eternal planets where there is no question of material life and its concomitant factors. In material existence, a living being has to endure the material conditions of full miseries life after life, according to his fruit to work. Such material life is produced by material desires only. Devotional service to the Lord does not natural desires of the living being, but they are applied in the right cause of devotional service. This qualifies the desire to be transferred to the spiritual sky. General Bhishmadeva is referring to a particular type of yoga called Bhakti Yoga, and he was fortunate to have the Lord directly in his presence before he quitted his material body. He therefore desired that the Lord stay before his view in the following: Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam Kalevaram Yavat Idam Hinomyam Prasannaha Saruna Lochanullosan Mukhamboja Dhyana Patas Chaturbhuja. My Lord, who is four-handed and whose beautifully decorated lotus face with eyes as red as the rising sun is smiling kindly await me at the moment when I quit this material body. Purport: Bhishmadeva knew well that Lord Krishna is the original Narayana. His worshipable deity was four-handed Narayana, but he knew that four-handed Narayana is a plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. Indirectly, he desired Lord Sri Krishna to manifest himself in his four-handed feature of Narayana. A Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. Although it was 10% certain that Bhishmadeva was approaching Vaikuntha Dhama just after leaving his material body, still as a humble Vaishnava, can I get a glass to drink? Bhagavatam speaker should be given a glass of water. Still as a humble Vaishnava, he desired to see the beautiful face of the Lord. For after quitting the present body, we might be in a position to see the Lord anymore. A Vaishnava is not puffed up, although the Lord guarantees his pure devotee entrance into his abode. Here Bhishmadeva says, as long as I do not quit this body, this means that the great general would quit the body by his own will. He was not being forced by the laws of nature. He was so powerful that he could stay in his body as long as he desired. He got this benediction from his father. He desired that the Lord stay in him, thus he be in a trance in that meditation. Then his mind might be sanctified with thinking of the Lord. Thus he did not mind wherever he might go. A pure devotee is never very anxious to go back to the kingdom of God. He entirely depends on the goodwill of the Lord. He is equally satisfied even if the Lord desires him to go to hell. The only desire that a pure devotee entertains is that he may always be in rapt attention with thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord, regardless. Bhishmadeva wanted this much only, that his mind be absorbed in thinking of the Lord and that he pass away thus. This is the highest ambition of a pure devotee. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yesterday we heard the history of Bhishmadeva. In order to better appreciate Bhishmadeva's situation, being on a bed of arrows, not a very comfortable position. And we can also understand that Bhishmadeva must be suffering excruciating pain, that is physically. Mentally, he is actually feeling very nice. Why? Number one, because Dharma is reinstated. Yudhishthira is going to be the king. Number two, mentally he feels very calm and very nice. Why? Krishna is standing in front of him. And number three, he has led a very successful life, trying his best to fight adharma and be in the place of dharma and do the right things. Although many places he may not have been satisfying the people whom he did for. And he was in a situation where he had to look after the kingdom of the Kauravas. And this meant that he would go against the Pandavas seemingly. But he actually had great affection for the Pandavas. So adjusting all these things together sometimes become very difficult. Different roles, expectations from people. Life means juggling all these things together. especially if you have a family and relatives expect so many things, children expect so many things, society expects so many things, and then in your job they expect so many things. And it is a mix of all these things, expectations, what you can deliver, and whether people will be happy or not. So life becomes filled with this. But in the process of doing all these things, if you don't satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if you don't serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all that you are trying to balance is useless. The exciting thing is Bhishmadev was able to balance that very well. He was able to constantly be dependent on Krishna while balancing these different things. So when a person is rested, now he doesn't have to worry about, he's on the bed of arrows, he doesn't have to worry about balancing, Dhritarashtra, what he is doing, not listening to him, Duryodhana, what all nonsense he is doing, how he is, the Bhishma many times advised Duryodhana, have a good relationship with the Pandavas. They are nice people, they are not against you. And he many times advised Duryodhana, he never listened, because of his natural envy towards the Pandavas. When somebody says something dharmically, properly, correctly to you and you don't listen, right? We can't do anything about it. We can't do anything. We have to simply sit and watch him doing the wrong thing and having the wrong consequence. It's very, very difficult for people who know what is right and know how to do it and know what will be the consequence if you do the right thing and the wrong thing. To watch is very, very difficult. So Bhishmadev was in a position where he had to keep on advising Duryodhana, don't, people are dependent on you. All the praja, the citizens are waiting, you are the king, don't do this. Sets a very bad precedent. Publicly you want to disrobe Draupadi. Everybody will talk about it throughout. You want to send the Pandavas to the forest. Everybody knows about this. So he did many things that were totally wrong, completely against advice. And to watch that and sit down there only, still as the mentor, as a thing, is the greatest austerity. Because everybody will look at Bhishma and say, under you these things are happening, why can't you do something? You are the responsible person. Right? And people under you don't listen to you. They don't listen to you. So Bhishmadev was in this position. So he had openly affection for the Pandavas who listened to him, who follow dharma, who are with Krishna, everything that he always wants to do, but he is not able to do in his kingdom. And finally there was war and the whole kingdom was routed. Everything is finished. Everything Bhishmadev stood for is finished. But he is not unhappy. He is not unhappy. Why? Dharma will flourish. Everybody is dead in the Kaurava kingdom. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari are hanging around. Nothing to do. And this is what Bhishmadev was working for throughout his life. This is the side he fought for. Everything is destroyed. But Bhishmadev is not unhappy. He is in a position to even advise Yudhishthira Maharaj. So although he is on this side, where is his mind, his consciousness, everything? On the right side. It's on the right side. He's not unhappy. Yudhishthira is going to get crowned and Krishna is come in front of him. Successful life. He tried his best, it did not happen. But in the end, he is not getting any wrong effect. He is personally getting a very good destination. Krishna has come to make sure he goes back to Godhead. Yudhishthira is going to become the person in charge. So in life we don't always get immediately what we want. And we may be doing many things which may be useless. But Krishna has a plan. Krishna has a plan. A devotee can learn this. That constantly Bhishmadev, while doing all these things, was dedicated to Krishna in his mind, in his consciousness, in his words, through his intelligence. Because he knows who is Krishna. That's the best thing. He knows fully. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am his devotee. So Bhishmadev is a very different situation. Each one of these characters, you will see that they are very great personalities. Like Kunti Devi, we just saw what type of a situation she was in, being a woman. Katam pashyeva hi striyaha. She herself is saying, what will I know in a woman's body? How can I do? How can I understand? Similarly, Bhishma. So each one's situation is unique to him. And within that, a person offers his prayers. Within that situation, the situations we are in the material world creates prayer. So prayer is very natural for the soul, provided he is intelligently watching and taking part in what's going on. If you artificially renounce, artificially not want to do, become disobedient, do this, do that, you will not get that benefit. You don't get that benefit. He still remained exactly in his role, doing his duty. There he offers prayers. That prayers will be very valuable. Because no dereliction of duty, not left your duty and gone away. Not taken part in politics and something and screwed it up. Not done a mistake. Not done a mistake. Consistently depending on Krishna. Maybe there is bad name. Maybe I have not met the expectations. Maybe I could not do everything that I want to do. But these things are not very important. What is important is that standing on the side of Dharma and being Krishna conscious. Very, very important to know. Very important to know. So Bhishmadev did that. Bhishmadev did that. And that situation when we pray, that prayer will be genuine. That prayer will be coming from the heart. That is why when whatever he is saying, Sakshat Adi Narayana, he is. He is the original Narayana, standing in front of me. Beautiful eyes, like the setting sun. Fire, like that, eyes, like the setting sun, he says. And in this beautiful dress, smiling, Hasam, is still smiling. Krishna is always smiling. Inside the war also he smiled. Within the war, Senayor Upayor Madhye Ratam Sthapayati Me Achyuta, he stopped. And then when Arjuna started saying all these things and finally surrendered to Krishna, that time the Bhagavad Gita says he smiled in the middle of the battlefield. When Arjuna was going through this, and he surrendered. Sashyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. What is the use of fighting this war? What will I do? Tell me. Krishna smiled in the middle of the battlefield. Because many reasons. The Lord is always savilasahasam. Vilasahasam, broad smile. So Bhishmadev also saw that same smile on the Lord's face. Dvamsana smita. The gopis say that smile that finishes the pride of your devotees. That beautiful smile. So when you look at the deities, you can see that smile. And Bhishma is enjoying that and is praying. Beautiful smile. Eyes like the setting sun. Very fresh face, like a fresh, fully blown lotus, holding the flute in his hand. And this same person, what all he did on the battlefield, he has said. Swanigama, for he broke his own promise, pratignya. What is that very beautiful shloka? And Bhishmadev is remembering this is what he did. What he did in order to protect his devotee, Arjuna. He broke his promise. I wanted to expose that this is what is his weakness. That Krishna and his devotees, he is, very attached to his devotee. And is standing along with him and fighting throughout the battle to make Arjuna a hero and protect him. That was what their relationship, only I knew it. And in between that, I told Duryodhana that I'll fight so vigorously that Krishna will be forced to lift weapons. That was the promise he gave. So these are all the wonderful things going on between Bhishma and Krishna. And Krishna knows only if I break my promise, Bhishma will stop attacking Arjuna. So he thought that without taking weapons itself, let us see whether I can do it. But Bhishma did not allow that to happen. He said, I know you're protecting your devotee. And I have the ability to fight. And Arjuna also knows what is my capacity. Right? So, it's mentioned that Krishna is sitting down and riding the chariot. Arjuna behind is standing and fighting. He stood up. Krishna stood up to take the arrows and move the Ratham in such a way that he will dodge the arrows. And Krishna can do that. So he swerved here and there and avoided the arrows, up, down and all. He was pushing the chariot. And then some of the things, he took it on himself. Because Arjuna, grandfather, is fighting. His heart has become very soft. Bhishma is fighting. So this fellow will not do it. Because he is mental. A little bit sentimental about this Bhishma and all that. But Krishna knew what is Bhishma doing. He is relating with me. He is trying to show that I will fight in such a way that you will have to get down and take weapons in order to protect Arjuna. So Bhishma knew, I am going to die. Shikandi will come and because that is already planned. So, but this is not planned. This is not planned. This is happening spontaneously on the battlefield. He has promised Duryodhana that I will fight in such a way that even Krishna will be forced to take weapons. But this rasa on the battlefield, see, practically what will happen according to that only you have to adjust certain things. General statement is, I will make him take weapons. And what happened in detail there was that Krishna tried a lot to protect Arjuna. But it is Bhishma. He is a veteran on the war field. How many wars he has fought, how many great persons like even Parshurama he has, fought against. So Bhishma summoned his entire ability. Because why? It is not only Arjuna, it is Krishna. Literally he was fighting with Krishna only. And Krishna was without using weapons defending. He was fighting Bhishma without using weapons. By avoiding, swerving, moving, going up, down, this, that, everything, and the arrows were flying. And Arjuna knew, my gosh, if this arrow had caught me, I would have finished. Whizzing past. Powerful arrows. Sting, full of sting in it. So, he was unable to take it. Krishna could see this fellow also will not do anything. I am finding it difficult to do it. This Bhishma is wanting this only from me. So, he will jump down from the carriage. He said, Avapluto Ratastaha. Very beautiful shloka, wherein he will describe what I did to Krishna and how Krishna said, there was a competition for some time, I will not do that, I will not take up the weapons. Let us see what you will do. And so you will not take up weapons? Here, I will attack Arjuna. So he attacked Arjuna only, not attacking Krishna. But Krishna is getting up and taking that on himself, guarding Arjuna. This is what was going on. It became so much irritating and so deadly that he jumped down from the chariot, very angry at Bhishma. And he says that Ratha, Where is that very beautiful shloka? Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam ritamadhikartum avapluto ratastah dhritarata charano abhyaya chaladgur haririvahantum ibham gattottariyah. Uttariya fell down. His angavastram fell down, coming toward gattottariyah. Then it's mentioned haririvahantum ibham. Ibham means elephant. Harir means lion. As though the lion is hunting and chasing an elephant. Like that he came. What was he doing? Dhrita ratacharano abhyaya chaladgur. Ratacharana means the Rata's feet, means wheel. He was holding that on his hand and rushing towards me like a lion towards an elephant to kill the elephant. Means Bhishma is the elephant, lion. Rushing towards. And why he was doing Ritam Adikartum Avapluto Ratastaha, got down from the chariot. This will not happen like this. Get down from the chariot and take the Ratam wheel. When he saw him doing that, put down the arrows, Bhishma. Now he has lifted the weapons. I don't fight. I put down the arrow and everything. And he stood with his hands. You can see that picture of him standing like this. Yes, I want to die. By you, you should kill me. It will be the most glorious death for a Kshatriya like me, on the battlefield killed by Krishna with a weapon. So he was very happy when Krishna picked up the Ratam wheel. And Krishna was angry, it is mentioned, full of anger at Bhishma. At that time, the conch shell blew. It was the end of the battle. After that, you don't fight. Everybody puts their weapons down. Whatever you are doing. If you are about to kill a person and if the conch shell blows, you are supposed to finish it. No more. That person escapes. It is special mercy. So at that time the conch shell blew and Krishna put the wheel down. Because he is also happy. No more war today. Arjuna is protected. So he is mentioning here, Bhishma knows that he is very much protecting Arjuna, his dear devotee. And he will do anything to protect Arjuna. Even break promise, his own promise. So here he almost broke the promise. Actually he broke the promise, he already lifted the weapon. But he did not use it. He did not use it. But the promise was, I will not lift any weapons. I will not lift any weapons. But that happened. He actually lifted weapons. Just leave it. He actually lifted weapons. Swanigamaha apahaya mat pratignyam. Mat pratignyam, Bhishma is telling, my promise was, I'll make you lift weapons. To Duryodhana. In order that my promise come true, Krishna did this. And simultaneously he was able to protect Arjuna also. So therefore one shot he did two things. What? Bhishma wants to see me lifting weapons, then only he will stop. Not only that, he wants to see me lifting weapons. I must do that for his sake. So to satisfy Bhishma only he lifted the chariot wheel. At the same time he was protecting Arjuna also. Right? So this Bhishma made him do. Once he was successful in that, he put his weapons down. So here he is telling, in order to please me, Krishna did that on the battlefield. So this is the rasa going on there. In between Krishna and Bhishma. He is remembering that. And in front of Krishna he is saying these things. He did these things to protect his devotee. He did like this. And to help me to keep up my promise that I will make Krishna lift weapons, he lifted weapons for my sake. So that my promise will be upheld, his promise is broken. That doesn't matter. My devotee's promise is not broken. That is the meaning of this. I will uphold my devotee's promise. My promise is broken, doesn't matter. Let people say Krishna broke his promise. But let nobody say that Bhishma or Arjuna broke their promise. Let nobody say that. To this extent he was attached to his devotee. To show that Bhishma did this. To show that Bhishma did this. So, in his prayers, he is remembering Krishna and his very wonderful act. It is gratefulness. When we are grateful that I have been looked after by the Lord, I have been under the mercy of a senior Vaishnava, I have been enjoying the mercy of Guru shelter. By Prabhupada's institution's shelter, I have actually developed so much of myself. It is gratefulness. We must show gratefulness constantly. Then only we will be actually situated properly. The way to be happy, in research they have found out, is to be grateful. Don't assume things. Don't take things for granted. Then you will stop being grateful. If you stop being grateful, you will become morose. Being grateful means the mind works in such a way that it will make you be ungrateful. It's a program. Oh, that is okay. What is their big thing? That is nothing big. This person gave you the first book and introduced you to Krishna consciousness. That time it was very big, I know, but now what is there? Now so many people I know, so many people give me and I read. You can say this. And your mind will say like this only. It will say like this. It will misinterpret it. But that was a moving event in your life. You will not pay much attention to it because it has passed 20 years now. Or you will perfunctorily or dutifully say, thank you Prabhu, because of you giving me the book I became devotee. Here is a gift for you. There is no feeling. There is no grateful feeling. Gratefulness is a feeling. Gratefulness is not a duty. Gratefulness is not a duty to be done. I can tick off the list. I did my grateful thing to him. To-do list you can tick off. My gratefulness I showed to him. I gave him gift, I gave this. You can become very impersonal even in gratefulness. The mind will cheat you like this. You can become very personally impersonal. Or you can be impersonally personal. You can get tricked into this. If you don't get involved, this is what I mean by saying a heartful prayer means, first he is recollecting what all Krishna did on the battlefield, and he has always thought of me as his unflinching servitor. He knows what I am doing. Therefore, in the battlefield, he did like this. Although somebody was saying, but there was not much interaction between Krishna and Bhishma, no. It doesn't have to have physical interaction. Lot of dialogue with Krishna and Bhishma, like the Pandavas had with Krishna. One question was asked. There was much more going on between Bhishma and Krishna without physical dialogue. Devotion is not something you have to pick up the phone and mark so many calls. So many times I visited you. Krishna need not visit, he is sitting in your heart permanently, he is visiting you. As long as you are in the material world, he is sitting in your heart. What do you want Krishna to visit you? You can constantly have relationship with him. And you can that was Bhishma. Bhaktya veshamano yasmin vacha yannama kirtayan tyajan kalevaram yogi muchyate kama karmavi. He's telling here. Bhaktya veshamano yasmin tyajan kalevaram yogi. And Prabhupada is saying, he's speaking about a bhakti yogi. When the yogi wants to give up his body, tyajan kalevaram yogi muchyate kama karmavi. Getting liberated. thinking of Krishna consistently was something that Bhishmadev was doing. Therefore, he is able to instantly offer this. He was constantly connected with Krishna. Right? Therefore, he is able to offer this praise, and Krishna knows. And Krishna knows. So these prayers which he is talking about, and he is offering, my sweet Lord, and glorifying Krishna, his beautiful appearance, his looks and his activities and everything, are prayers that are coming out of immense meditation. A lot of meditation in the heart. You see, that is why in the yoga ladder you will see Ashtanga Yoga is placed higher than Jnana Yoga. From there you achieve Bhakti Yoga. Why? But we are also denouncing and saying these people are doing Ashtanga Yoga, it is useless. They are not doing it the right way. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, you perform Ashtanga Yoga if you are not able to control your mind. Dhyana Yoga, it is called. Meditation on the Lord is our duty. Because only by meditation on the Lord can you become his devotee. So one has to learn to focus his mind on thinking of Krishna. Which means you have to fall in love with Krishna, then only you will think of Krishna. No? But to fall in love with Krishna takes time, therefore you do dhyana. Dhyana is not something the gopis have to do. The gopis don't have to do dhyana. They don't have to do dhyana yoga. 6th chapter is not meant for them. They are suffering from constantly thinking of Krishna. That is their problem. Beyond dhyana, so absorbed in Krishna. So absorbed in Krishna that if he is not present, they suffer. They suffer. So dhyana is something a yogi practices. Practicing remembrance of Krishna. Bhaktya vesha mano yasmin vachayan nama kirtayan tyajan kalevaram yogi. Such a person practicing that type of a dhyana, sadhana in Bhakti Yoga, when he gives up his body, Krishna will take care of him. This is Bhishmadev saying here. Right? So we have to practice remembering Krishna. You cannot do your service without Krishna consciousness. Of course, it has got its benefit even otherwise. But our whole endeavor is to do our service for Krishna in Krishna consciousness. Then only it becomes what it is supposed to be, devotional service. It is titled devotional service. It is service, it is not work. And it has to be done in devotion. It should not be done dutifully. That is called sadhana. We dutifully do service is one stage. Devotionally do service is the perfect stage. But before that is another stage. Mechanically do work. Dutifully do work. Dutifully do service. Devotionally do service. These are all combinations and stages. We will find that when we do take up a service for Krishna, we have to go through these. We get irritated, we get frustrated and all that. But unless you actually come out with your love for Krishna fully and perform, you will not be bringing your devotion to the fore. When we have done that, it is very easy for us to pray to Krishna, coming from the heart. Because you have exercised your emotions right up to that point of feelingly thinking about Krishna. I am offering this service to you, my Lord. You will see a clip of Prabhupada, audio clip of Prabhupada moving around a lot. And don't take Krishna for granted, he tells. Don't be very serious when you deal with Krishna. He wants your love. It doesn't matter what you're giving. And then Prabhupada breaks down and said, if you please Krishna, accept this. I am giving you out of my love. Prabhupada breaks down crying. Then Krishna will accept because he wants your love. Don't think your service, your work, I did this, all those things are going to really help you. They are part of sadhana, definitely. But you must aim at getting feeling offering, feeling of love for Krishna. Bhishma is in that position of feeling that love. Because now everything is over. All those obligations are over. All the expectations. Nobody will expect from me anything because I'm the bed of arrows going to pass away. So everybody will not be thinking, oh, he did not give me this. They'll think another way. This person is no more going to be with us. Like that. And Krishna and Bhishma are located together again. And he is able to offer feelingly prayers. Because no other expectations, everything else finished. And I did my service. I told Yudhishthira what you wanted me to tell. Now, I am able to fully focus on you. Throughout my life, I was waiting for this event. Because I know you are the goal of life, you are the Lord of my heart, everything, and now you are giving me that opportunity. So he fully, completely absorbed himself and left. That is a special mercy of Krishna. That we are able to pray feelingly when we pass away. So it's a great event. How we will pass away? What prayers we will give? Where will we be situated? How we will be harassed by the mind, by people around us, or by our body. What situation we will be in. We should prepare for that situation. That's why we should not lose time. We should absorb ourselves as much as possible. It's a great challenge, no doubt. It's a great challenge. But we should continue to keep trying. Honestly. And we should never become morose that we are not effective. Because once you become morose, you stop trying to do it anymore. And Maya has won. But if you don't become morose, but keep trying, it will keep you humble. You don't achieve perfection. You don't become morose. This is the two. You don't get perfection, you don't become morose. In between, you keep going ahead. I'm pushing myself the best to actually do for Krishna. Physically, mentally, intellectually, spiritually. If you keep trying like that, you will be humble. Either of these things, you will not be humble. If you achieve perfection and think, I did it, you will not be very humble. If you don't get perfection, become very morose, again you will not be humble. For a different reason. Slowly, slowly you will move towards Maya and start enjoying. So staying in the middle path is really yogi. I am not good, I am not able to do this, I am trying my best, but I continuously be in a prayerful mood. This is the meaning of prayer. Prayer is not something that we should do occasionally when we come in front of the deity alone. Prayer, it's mentioned that you should cultivate a prayerful mood. That constantly we are praying to Krishna. We are able to remain in Krishna consciousness. So these great devotees, they have come to that point of attracting Krishna on their deathbed to come and be there. It's not an ordinary event. It's not an ordinary thing. Right? Therefore the prayers that he is offering are very, very relishable to Krishna. Om Tat Sat, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Any question or comment? Yeah.
Two questions.
Please.
Maharaj, my first question is, you wonderfully explained us about the prayers of gopis. Means they are constantly thinking and they are suffering if they are not thinking of Krishna. And actually, my case, or I cannot say others, personally me I can say, to remember Krishna I have to suffer a lot. Because my conditioning is like so much so that all sorts of other things are there. When I try to remember Krishna, I have to suffer a lot, take headache, even while chanting, mind is going there, here and there. So, what can we do?
Well, chanting Prabhupada said you don't have to remember Krishna, you just have to hear and chant.
Even to that also.
So, what's your question?
What can we do?
Keep trying, is what I said. Keep praying that you are not able to pray. Keep praying that you are not able to focus. So this is the thing about prayer, is it can always be relevant. Because we are always not up to the mark. So you can always pray. Constantly you can pray. Even the most perfect devotee, pure devotees also pray. They pray in a different way. They pray in a different way. Absorption. It's all about getting absorbed in Krishna. Coming to the point. Dhyana means coming to the point of, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Samadhi means fixed. You don't think of anything else but only Krishna. Samadhistasya Keshava. Sitadhir Maniruchyate is asking that question to Krishna. So, we have to keep trying. It is not something that you can expect it should come easily. It's very valuable. It's not an ordinary commodity that he should give it to you free immediately. Why you value it like that? Is it something very cheap that, I'm trying for 15 years, I'm trying and Krishna is not giving me. Maybe it is more valuable than 15 years of try. Why don't you look at it that way? It's not that you work in your job for 20 years and 20 years I was only a clerk all the time. You never say that. I'm happy being a clerk. I get my job, I get the money. Why don't you say the same thing about other things that you do in a regular routine way in the material world? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. How many times I have taken birth and I have died? What have I achieved? Why don't you ask these questions the same way? Of many, many things that we do in a great routine fashion, mindlessly we do it. Asking no results, nothing. But over 10 varsham chanting, 10 years I am chanting, where is the benefit? As though it is something very cheap that you have to get immediately. And only your job, 40 years you work in the same company and very proudly say, I have finished 39 years. Next one more year I will be 40 years, and you are very proud about it. This is the way we work. Our subtle body works like this. Our value systems are like this. So why don't you think, like Prabhupada told us, I want to see God. Prabhupada said, what do you mean you want to see God? Who do you think God is? Who do you think God is that whenever you want, He'll come and see in front of you? Do you know who are you so valuable that God should come in front of you? You have no humility in that expression, saying, if I see God only, I'll believe Him. Why should God bother to come in front of you to make you believe Him? Who are you? Who do you think you are? So the fact that God comes and gives us Bhagavad Gita itself is very great mercy. Because who are you? Just one of the billions and trillions and unlimited amount of one small living entity. Why should God come and show Himself to you? Who are you? Why are you so valuable? Same way, why do you think you are so valuable and so important that God should immediately give you Krishna Prema? Be humble. It's very valuable. I'll keep on trying. I'll keep on praying to you. I am nobody. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam vam vishame bhavam budau kripaya tava pada pankaja stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. I am protected by you because you have given me the holy name, given me devotional service. That is your mercy on me, my Lord. Be humble. Look at all the prayers are like that only. They are not demanding anything. I am protected by you because you have engaged me in your service. That is the greatest benefit. So cultivate humility is very important, then only you can also pray. Humility is the main internal core of a prayer. Otherwise, how can we pray? Like sometimes we do Sikshashtakam. Let us finish this Sikshashtakam. Chetopanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nipapanam sheyakairav chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam Ananda Ainanda Tanja Kinkaram Patitama Vishme Bhavambado Kripaya Tavapadam Gaja Sitaduli Satyasham Vichintaya. Over. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I'm not, even this is much better than what other people are doing. Definitely it's very good. But the mood, the prayerful mood, the feeling, all that. So we are in a sadhana platform. We are all sadhana siddhis. But we have to develop that and we should pray for that. Gradually it happens, purification. 10,000 people will tell something against you. 20,000 people will expect something from you. And you will be wondering, what is this? What am I supposed to do? Like that, as though you don't know anything what's going on. Then one big, this thing will fall on your head also. And in between that you have to chant Hare Krishna. And then you'll have to keep up your faith. This is why Bhishma's life is very important. What are all the things that happened to him? Look at Prabhupada's life. What are all the things that happened to him? Right? So we can learn from these prayers. Prabhupada's prayers are very nice. In the Vrindavane Bhajan and in the ship also he wrote his prayer. My Lord, you can use me as a puppet. Very feelingly he is telling. That time no success, nothing. With Nadakamo, Nadakado, type of this thing he was going. And that time he was offering himself. If you want to use me for your mission, please do so. I am completely dependent on you. These are wonderful prayers. You should appreciate what is the feeling of the devotee. Prabhupada did not write this later. He wrote this in the ship. I don't know what you have brought me here for, but I am totally dependent on you. He didn't say, I've got only $6 in my pocket. Krishna, please protect me. Unna nambi na vandirken. Edavadhu konjam $10 ulla podu. Like nothing, none of these things. It said. He is totally dependent. 70-year-old man. That is prayer. If you see the situation, from what situation that prayer is coming, that is prayer. That's why we are not able to pray properly. Everything is nice. I got my food in the morning, I slept nicely yesterday, the birds are chirping, it is COVID-19, there is nothing much to do. I read Bhagavatam yesterday, tra-la-la-la, it is so nice. Difficult to pray, actually. It's difficult to pray. That is why when you take headaches for the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, automatically prayer will come nicely. Or you should be in bad karma, then prayer will come. That is why Kunti is saying that. It's all very correct. So Krishna is also waiting, let him enjoy a little bit freedom. After some time, screw you again. Hey Krishna, Inanda Chavaja, Kinkaram, feelingly it will come. If you desire to pray, Krishna will put you in those type of situations because then only the prayer will come. No, I want only prayer, not the situation. That's what you're asking immediately. And no, I don't want that. This is the problem with us. So okay, don't. Gradually you do. So don't ask this question. Why it is not coming Krishna consciousness? You take that type of headache. You take that risk. You do those things. Then you get accelerated benefit. I'm not saying that you should become an addict of misery. Where is misery? Krishna consciousness means misery. Talela adi. Dile kutte. And they think that it is devotional service. No, it's not like that. Don't do voluntary austerity like the Jains and all that. Don't have to do all that. If you simply serve sincerely, automatically austerity will come. Especially in the ISKCON movement. If you sincerely, nicely want to do something, it will be very austere. Many challenges will come. Automatically you will pray. You may not be able to write a book because you'll be very busy with all these things. You'll be pushed into Krishna consciousness. So this machinery of Prabhupada, this ISKCON is wonderful. If you stick on there, you'll definitely become Krishna conscious. What we can understand from Bhishma. Stick on and do what you're supposed to do. Whatever it is. At the end, what you want is that, at the end you want to be Krishna conscious. Okay? Does that answer your question, sir? Yes. Any other question? Yeah.
Bhishma had a book that he can lay as he wants, or leave his body as he wants.
Yes.
But we are saying that either Arjuna or to be secondary friend, he should have a separate Bhishma. How to understand?
But he didn't leave his body. Shikandi can defeat me. Shikandi can drop me. Means he lost. Means he is overcome. But when he wants to leave his body, that is his choice. You may be defeated, fall down from your position,